I would really love to hear from you if everything is working. Welcome to this week's live, the week starting 2nd of Feb 2025, 2026. And look, I'm still talking about 2025. And today's energy, we were talking about a story where I had this appointment with my acupuncturist. And the week before this, when I was going to meet him, I kind of got delayed. I was only 5 minutes late, but I really felt it was almost unforgivable, and I was feeling very anxious about it. And I felt like when I said sorry, I wasn't very sincere. I was like, "Sorry, I'm late," and he kind of paused and he said, it's okay. So I felt like I kind of miffed him a little bit. So I wanted to intentionally be on time, or at least 10 minutes before time, and just wait there so that my nervous system can be regulated. So it was funny that I somehow, whatever happened, I only reached there exactly on the dot, which was not what I wanted. For me, that meant I was already late. So when I reached the appointment, um, I was already kind of beating myself up, saying, "Why am I late? Why is this happening? This person will feel I'm not valuing their work, but I do. I don't want to be disrespectful." All those things were going on in my mind, and suddenly I noticed that he requested me, saying, "Hey, I have an emergency client who has come in, and I might need to spend a bit more time with them. So, do you mind waiting for me a little bit?" And I said, "Absolutely not. I would. It would be an honor." So we got onto that, and as we continued there, it gave me 20 minutes to just relax and do nothing, which was a very interesting experience because I'm always doing something. We're always doing something in our day to day. So for me, that extra 20 minutes of just lying down, having nothing to do, was really the reset that I needed so that I could be prepared for the healing. And that kind of felt like a very deep experience, that we can go for these different healings, these massages, these even Akashic sessions, and we expect that the healing will just open on its own. But sometimes nature and creation, the universe, creates these adjustments for us so that we can be in a receivable, receptive position. And that's what nature was doing with me. And then when I received the healing, it really assisted me to tune in and really relax in a very beautiful way. And I went much deeper. For me, these acupuncture sessions, strangely, are very meditative. And so it really helped me go in very, very deep. Another experience I wanted to share this week was, going out for a coffee with a friend. I first met her in a different setting. So she primarily came into my field as a friend, and then she was very interested in knowing her Akash. So she joined. She booked in a session, and we went into the journey. And when we met for coffee, something really abrupt happened. Like, for someone who goes out for a coffee like twice a year max, so it's a very social experience to go out for a coffee. So when I went out for coffee, she unconsciously expected that I would remember, and I didn't. I probably had about 10 sessions after her experience, so I didn't remember much of it, but I did remember a few things. But I was going there to really connect with her, to get to know her as a person. So while that was going on, I also wanted to just have a good time and have fun. And we were laughing, we were giggling, we were having some nice cups of teas, and it was really lovely. And we met in the Queen Victoria building, so nothing can go wrong in that place. It's just so beautiful in Sydney, if you've ever had a chance to go there. So as we started chatting, I realized that this can happen to people who are healers. If you go and catch up with someone who's met with you in a client capacity, and then you go back and you meet them, it can be a little bit of an odd experience. And odd because you may not realize that give and take relationship, what you have, where you held space for somebody earlier, they might expect that you be the same level of vulnerable with them, but without context you may not feel like be doing that. So I felt like there was that transference from that dynamic into the new dynamic where two friends are coming out for a coffee. And generally I do struggle with that from time to time, where I want to go out and hang out with my friends, and my friends are people that I'm getting to work with. So sometimes it can be a client or somebody that I've gone for a session with. So it took me a moment to see all of that and to reset myself, and then to start a new energy where it was not necessary to share that deeply until I feel comfortable. And not just because she shared with me, because that was a different container. And so it was a very transitioning experience for me. So these were the two things. And based on these, I also want to tune in and check in and see if this has been happening in the collective as well. Have you had an experience where nature, the universe, prepared you for receiving healing in a way that you didn't expect? So it could have been like a delay that happened today. We've been facing some technical issues with our YouTube live and audio. So there was a bit of delay there. Have you ever faced a situation where you were specially prepared so that now the context was set for you to receive that healing? And sometimes nature has to intervene from outside and probably forcibly be able to do that with us. But is it possible for us to create that cushion for ourselves before we go into any healing experience? Now, the healing, when I talk about healing experience, it doesn't necessarily mean booking a session with someone and then going and attending that service. It could even be stepping into a meditation, any place where you're expecting yourself to be in a receiving position. So this is just a time to tune into that and see, do you give yourself enough time to receive when you're actually intending to receive? And the other one is the transfer of containers. Sometimes our relationships have so many different dynamics. We have a friendship, we have a relationship, we have a with, let's say, with my mother, I have a mother-daughter connection, I have a friend connection, I have a sisterly connection with her, and sometimes I'm her critique, she's my critique. And we have all these different roles, mini roles that we play with each other. And sometimes the transition from one container to the other container can take some time. So this is an invitation to check how smoothly are you able to transition from one container to another, and yet open those new dimensions in that relationship. Because relationships are not one dimensional. And if I've perceived anything from this week and all the sessions that have come about, it is the multifaceted dimensions of relationships. So this is the second question that I invite you to do you take enough time to transition between the different facets of your relationship? So again, there's a lot of transition in the first question and the second. So an invitation with that. And as we tune into this, now let's, if there's nothing much to share, we'll now move into the next part. The next part is tuning into the collective Akash of this week. So I'm just going to close my eyes. And if you're able to as well, I request you to close your eyes and tune into this moment. And within this moment, feel into the energies of this week. Just let anything that needs to come arise. And, then we'll bring together everything that I'm seeing in the collective. So let's just take a few moments to do that. Okay, so this week there's lots of movement and lots of passion, lots of energy coming through. What I saw was, again, there's a theme of birds, carrying on from the theme last week, where we saw first a peacock and then it transformed into becoming a hummingbird. Today, the theme has been I'm seeing a bird that is flying in very high speeds, and as it's flying in these very high speeds, it's crossing all these really humongous distances, and then it suddenly swoops down. And as it swoops down from almost like a cliff kind of a place, suddenly it starts to slip, And now I'm not seeing it as a bird, but I'm just feeling the slipping energy. So it's kind of like this, just such a slippery slope. Like if, you go to a water park and you see that biggest water slide, and when it takes a lot of guts and daring to be on that biggest water slide and then to jump on that adventure. So it's really that kind, very, very slippery, and it's going through the different crevices, it's going through the different moves and motions. And as it just completes that journey, I'm seeing that it really goes down deep into the earth. And within the earth, it's just going into more and more water. There's more and more water energy coming through. And then suddenly I see that it emerges as almost like a big fountain coming out. So to this week, they're not showing the energy in three portions: the beginning of the week, middle, and end. They're actually showing it as the first half of the week and the second half of the week. So in the first half of the week, where there's almost like you can't control the speed, you can't control the motion, but you can enjoy it while you're on the ride. So it's that kind of a feel. So there may be few things that you have picked up this week, the things that you want to do. There's a plan in place. And yet, through that plan in place, you're just sliding and sliding and sliding. So, all the people who've joined on YouTube, could you please confirm to me if you're able to hear me? If you could leave it in the chat, I'll really appreciate that. So, that's the beginning of the week, that you're just sliding. And as you're sliding, there is no point in being able to control it, because you're not going to be able to control it. It's a time to really enjoy the ride. So there's this focus on that, because they were showing it like a water slide. So we go to a place, we pay money, we get a ticket or a day pass, and then we really try to enjoy that slide. And as we're enjoying that slide and we're taking the motions of it, it allows you to experience that G, that movement, that G energy of really moving in velocity. So that's the first part of the week. There, it may look strenuous and it may look extraordinarily difficult and dangerous from outside, but the challenge, the loving challenge that the Akashic field is giving us is: are you able to enjoy it? Can you add a bit of joy in that giving up, or not giving up, but in that surrender? Because it is possible to enjoy it. The second half is when you go really deep and you come out like a fountain. Now this is the emergence. This is the emergence of everything that you want to do, and really coming out powerfully, coming out really strong from it. So wonderful. So I can hear. Great. Thank you so much, Kara. Love you so much. So it's this energy in the second half of the week, and I'm really feeling like it'll start it may start around Thursday, that energy. And this is what I'm feeling in the collective as well. When you allow this real surrender, and it even for a moment starts bringing you joy and flow, suddenly it starts to express itself, and you really feel like you're showing up in the world, you're presenting in the world, you're sharing your expression in the world with joy, with excitement, and with presence, because you're going into heights that were not there before. You wouldn't have been able to plan those heights, because there's no earth pathway there. It's just straight away going up there. So that's a very good energy. It's feeling like if there has been a series of rejections or a series of no's in something that you were doing, maybe you're applying for a job, or you're seeking for an approval for a contract, or you're taking an exam, or there was something that you needed someone else to say a yes or a no to, or you needed their support for that completion of a task, that is coming out in a very strong visibility. That's coming out beautifully. So that's a very beautiful assurance. So now I just want to pause here and check in. How is this sitting in your body? What is that one area of your life? And, of course, you don't, feel free to reserve what you need to reserve and share what is comfortable, because I know this is a public forum. You can share it with me privately as well. You always have that choice. If you feel to share, what area of your life is that challenge coming, where you're trying to put structure, but it has its own flow, it has its own way, and you're not able to control it anymore? So please feel free to put it in the chat. And if you're listening to this video later, or watching it later, you can put it in comments, and I assure you, I read all comments, I reply to all comments. So whenever this is perfect for you, please feel free to share. Now, within that area, what is coming up for me is health. And within health, again, the theme of sleep is coming up. So, this is the third time in a row that the theme of sleep is coming up. So, I think it's time to let that surrender happen. Allow yourself to slide and, not know. There's a part of not letting go when you're not really allowing yourself to go deep in sleep. So, this is just relaxing and easing that. So now I'm just going to close my eyes and bring through some channeled messages. And all of this was channeled, not challenged, channeled. And now from here, we bring through some energy and blessing so that it can assist us with that surrender in the first part of the week and assist us with being comfortable with visibility in the second part of the week, because there are challenges in both the areas. And I also want to share, as all expressions of channelings, the opposite of it will also be true. So there may be something that is really going out of control, and you're really wanting to hold it very, very strongly and firmly, and you need to hold on to it. And the opposite of the other half of the week is also true, that things are coming out that you don't want to reveal. So that's another shadow side of it. So depending on which journey of your life, which path of your life you're journeying in, something may show up. So if you're working with your shadow in this week, then the shadow part of this message will work for you. And if you're working with the light part of it, the light will work. And again, please, no judgment. We need the shadow and the light, and all of it in combination creates the rainbow. So we just acknowledge where we are and what stage we are at. All right. So now allow yourself to just take a beautiful deep breath. If possible, to smile effortlessly. Bring a beautiful smile to your face, only the effortless one. And as you bring in this tuning in and relaxation within your beingness, I'm seeing this beautiful stream of reddish, pinkish gold energy that is entering the spinal cord. This energy is allowing the right level of control and the right level of release, that balancing of control and release. And wherever we may be on that scale, it's bringing that balance within that and joining all our energy centers as a string with it. Allowing this beautiful energy. It's kind of like a pearlescent, pinkish, reddish, maroonish, all those colors mixed together like a nail polish, that bright, that pearlescent. So as this energy is coming through, Hala Nashura Siashaka Sayita Kasayasa. Oh, yala, yala, yahu. The whale energy is stepping in. Yala na shuru kutukushu usuru no shuluku. The dolphins are stepping in. Yala na shukutu no asa na kashu utu hu shukulu hu shutukushu no asa ashiyaha ashiyaha. They're connecting you with the rhythm and movement of life in the way that brings you joy. Yala na shukuru shu atashura sha'ala na shuna sa'ana shunu shunukula shanaka. So the wisdom of the whales with the joy of the dolphins comes together in this sacred dance. And it's all about water this week. Ya nashu asiya naraka. And water brings up deep emotions. Yala nashunu shu usuru kurunuku. It also brings up depth of experiences. It brings up surrender. Ya nashu nasala nashu nasha asaka. And it brings up comfort in not knowing. Yana shunuluru shahana suna koshuru kuluku. It's so easy for us to ask these, objective, close-ended questions with each other and get those answers, right? Like if you're going shopping, then you just ask, do you have this? Oh, do you have it in this color? How much is it? And then you get your answers. But, creation, all aspects of your creation are not necessarily like that. And that's why uh, you may not get any answers straight away. And this week is about letting that happen. It's about allowing answers to come in their own time. Yanashu uluruku, for if there is a question, the answer came first. Yanashulunushunukuru for the place is created first and then the search for it is created. Yalanashu osorushi atakura shahalanaka. So please know that the answer already exists. And if there is a comfort in not knowing just yet, but having the certainty that the answer will arise. So as the whales and the dolphins work their energy around you, there's a beautiful spiral that's forming, with their, I don't know what it's called, but that there's like a bubbling, breathing energy, and they've created like this, and they're showing me this beautiful Fibonacci spiral, and this spiral is moving around your heart space. It's opening your heart horizontally. So when your heart opens vertically, I mean, heart is infinite, so it opens in all ways. But just for our example right now, when it opens vertically, it's connecting with all aspects of your multidimensionality. When it opens horizontally, it's making these connections around you smoother. It's making this joyful ease coming through. This is the comfort with your environment. And it's tempering this discomfort with the speed. It's giving you a buffer of whatever your internal speed is and outside speed is giving you that buffer so you can enjoy and balance it. The overall energy is that joy is available throughout the week for you. And as a wise being, you know that joy is always available to you. Many of you have gone through a big decision and completed it. And it took you great strength, it took you great courage to be able to complete that. And now it's time to enjoy and reap the benefits of that choice, of that difficulty, of that hardship you faced, just showing up that you did. Lots of heat becoming cooling energy. Yanashulanashu arasu tika asha alanasha 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 alanasha. Anuna Sharono Tukurushianaka. Now the energy of Anuna is stepping in, that ancient part of the earth, through many cycles, Lemuria and pre-Lemuria. This is the pre-Lemurian earth energy stepping in. Now this is really unique. I don't usually experience that in a day-to-day channeling. It's bringing in a kind of hum in the background. Anashaya haya sahiya aya halaya saya haya ahia hia hia. And she's bringing in this comfort, this ease, and this spacing that allows you to slow down within so that you can catch up with the speed outside. Anashulu nuruku shuruta karasha. Anasaranaka. When you slow down, you're able to enjoy the speed. Anashuluruno shunuku. For it takes a bit of slowing down and tempering your speed a bit inside to be able to come to the frequency of joy within all that is happening around. Yeah, nashurunuku. And remember, you have a choice, and you are of this place. You are of this creation. You created this. Yanashularanachunukuruku. And you created this for curiosity, for joy, for expression, for expansion. Yanashulanaka. And sometimes for contraction, so that the expansion could be even more. For there's always a bias in creation for expansion. Yahanashurukura shalana shuta hatakurukuru when we are in the living. Yanashia nakura nakasha. Yalanashuna saka. Some of those deep questions that you're asking yourself about life and afterlife, life in this realm and other realms, these are all coming in, and there is a tempering and there is a calming energy around it. Yahasha. And with that, with the energy of the whales, the dolphins, and Anuna, the energy of the ancient pre-Lemurian earth, the original blueprint of love and light, all these energies are really giving you the support that we need to carry on for the rest of the week, so that we may not only achieve what we want to achieve, but we may do it with joy. And then when we are all preparing for that second part of the week, where your expression is coming out and you're comfortable with visibility, you're showing who you are truly. And that requires joy, because that's that cord that opens the lock to that authentic part of you that is pure joy, and that's who you are. So with that, we now come together for the last part of our journey. And I thank you so much. I am really so grateful for all of you to show up every week, and for us to be able to co-create these wonderful energies, and to intentionally and consciously live each week with joy, with effort, with direction. So I'm very grateful that we get to do that. I get to be a part of it, and you get to be a part of it, and we do it together. And I also wanted to share something very special is happening this week, on the 6th of Feb, which is on Friday at 7:30 Sydney time. Some of you are already a part of that group, but those who are new, tickets are available, and I can leave the descriptions down in the YouTube video. So you're very welcome to join us in this community, in this group Akashic journey, where we go into different dimensions of reality, different galactic stories and songs and codes that assist the collective, assist our individual journeys as well as the collective for the month. And you're very welcome to join us on that. It's 22 Australian dollars, and I'll leave the links in the description as well. And if you have any questions, just reach out to me, and I'll be happy to share with you. Also, I am opening a new cohort of Muneki Shamanic Healing teacher certification. And I'll, if you're interested, just let me know. And I'll also leave that information in the description. And, please feel free to reach out to me. We'll start on 15th of March, and it'll go on for a couple of weeks from there. So it's an active 6-week program. And I just wanted to wish you a wonderful week ahead. And I'll check in sometime in the middle of the week, so that we can share the energies and know that we're not alone. This is the real intention behind these journeys, so that and we can all share these journeys. We know we're not alone, and that there is so much togetherness, support, and joy within all of this. Just as last week's energy was freedom at the end of the week, this week's energy is joy throughout. Thank you so much. I love you so much, and I will see you next week. Mwah.